Three, two, one, go. Hey, I am the PokePastor, and this is the first of a series of videos in which we talk about how to play Pokemon. And I was talking to a guy about a year or so ago, a young man who's, I think, fourth grader at the time. And I said, hey, do you know how to play Pokemon? He said, yeah, I play Pokemon, but I don't play with energies. And I thought to him, then you don't really play Pokemon. So much of Pokemon has to do with these cards that when you open a pack of cards, sometimes they're just boring and you skip through them. Every pack of Sun and Moon cards has an energy card in it. And what I want to do today is just explain to you how to read energy cards, what they are, and I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. We're just going to talk about energy cards today. So let's go ahead and go to the computer view. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you the energy types that are in all of the different decks that we're going to be using in the Pokemon Theme Deck League. Pokemon decks are split up into three types of cards. You've got the cards that are actually the Pokemon themselves. You've got trainer cards, which we'll get into later. And then finally you have energy cards. So let's talk about Forest Shadow. This is the deck that's got Decidueye on the box, and it only has one kind of energy in the whole deck. It's got grass energy. Now, some people might call that leaf energy. It's actually called grass energy. It is green and it has a leaf on it, but it's called grass energy. Trust me on that one. Bright Tide, what kind of energy do we have? In the Bright Tide Primarina deck, you've got lightning energy. Some people want to call that electric energy. That's what it's called in the video game, but in the card game, it's called lightning energy. There's going to be lightning energy in this deck, and then also you're going to have water energy. These are two types, and as we'll look at later on in another video, there are different types of Pokemon that use different types of energy. But so far we've got grass, we've got lightning, we've got water. Roaring Heat, the Incineroar deck, has another two types of energy, and they kind of are close in color, but the fighting energy is supposed to be brown, and it's got kind of this reddish brown fist. If you look at it, you can see it's like a balled up fist. It's fighting energy, and that is what that one looks like. And then also you've got fire energy. Most people know what that is. I guess I should say, I'm going to go back real quick. Grass only really has one type, but there are different types of Pokemon that take water energy. There's actually two types. They're both going to take water, but one is just your plain water Pokemon, and then there's also Pokemon, Ice Pokemon. Ice Pokemon use water energy too. I guess that helps to say that in this video. And back to that idea. Fighting energy, there are two types of Pokemon that use fighting energy. There's your traditional fighting Pokemon, ones that like punch and kick, like Machamp or Lucario, but then you also have ground Pokemon who are made of rocks and dirt and are, tough to the ground kind of ones, and that would be, I'm trying to think, would be a good example of that. Boldor is a good example. I don't know, Pile of Sand, because he's ground. So anyway, that's one type. Fire, there's only one type. You're just fire. Let's see, other types of energy. In the Lunala Hidden Moon deck, we also will have fire, but also in the Lunala deck, you get psychic energy. Look at that crazy psychic eye. It's the third eye, whatever. It's not too weird, but these ones use like all kinds of weird like attacks that hurt other types of Pokemon. Anyway, psychic, it's purple. It's got an eye on it. There you go. Then we also have Steel Sun. Steel Sun's got one of the more confusing types of energy. Like when you're looking at a Pokemon card, it is really hard sometimes to tell the difference between a metal energy Pokemon and a normal type Pokemon. But a metal energy is going to have this triangle with these little brackets all around it. The normal type has a star on it, and it's supposed to be a little bit more silver, but it's Sometimes it doesn't feel that way. But metal energy has got the triangle, and you just got to pay attention. You'll be like, oh, that's metal. And I'll show you the decks that have metal. Steel Sun does have metal, and then it also has psychic. So we'll look at that later, but there's metal. Then let's see, what other decks do we have? We also have Clanging Thunder, which is a new one. And you'll see this one has Dragon type, but it doesn't use Dragon type energy. A Dragon Pokemon uses 2 types of energy. And the star of this show is going to use Fighting energy and Lightning energy together. That's kind of how dragons work in the card game. But yeah, Fighting, Lightning, nothing new there, except for that there is a dragon in that deck. Here's a new one. This is in Destruction Fang, which is the Hydreigon one. You have darkness energy. Some people call it dark energy. It's called darkness energy. It's, blackish on the borders, but because of the glow, it kind of gives it this almost like navy blue look. But it is pretty distinctive. The backs of the cards are black, which is pretty cool. And then it also has psychic energy. So there you go. And then also we've got Luminous Frost. Not much different with this one, except for that this deck is a fire deck, and also all the water ones in this deck, most of the water ones in this deck are actually ice Pokemon. And we'll talk about that later, the difference between ice and water, but here's a hint. It's frozen water. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's that. The last one that we're going to be using in the Theme Deck League, at least for now, until we add the Ultra Prism ones, is Rocksteady. And Rocksteady has Fighting. I believe they're mostly ground types, but they're also Fighting types, and Psychic. There is one that is missing that's not in the Theme Deck League, and ironically, it is my favorite kind of Pokemon, and I'm just going to show you, just because what video explaining energy would be complete if I didn't actually show you it. My favorite type of energy is fairy energy. It's this pretty little one. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's got like this little, I don't know, point. I always say it kind of looks like a heart. I don't know, but whatever. Fairy energy is pink. They have pink backgrounds. I love fairy energy, but as of now, Sun and Moon has not created a theme deck that has fairy energy in it. This is actually an old deck called Resilient Life that features Xerneas and is actually from XY, which is the previous theme deck. There are lots of theme decks. If you can see up here, I have 27 different ones, but we're only going to use 9 in the Theme Deck League, and these are the energies of each of them. So some people like to collect Pokemon by different type. Maybe you like to play a certain way. That's cool. But this is just a quick overview to let you know what the different types of energy are. So there you have it. All right, so there you have it. Those are the 9 energy types of Pokemon. Grass, water, psychic, fighting, fire, metal, darkness. I probably should have kept track in my head a little bit better. What did I leave off? I don't even know. Tell me what I left off. Fairy, of course, and I missed something. But anyway, those are the 9 types of energy in theme decks. There are other kinds like colorless energy, but we're not getting into that because in the PokePastor Theme Deck League that's going to be at Grace Church in January, those are the only ones that matter. So anyway, those are the 9. Hope that's helpful. There you go.